everybody. Wingapo. Hey, this is Rachel on my unpaid unofficial freelance gig at my unpaid unofficial self-led internship at Twitch Studios. So I have a look for you today. Can anybody guess what it is? Let's see. This is what my hair looks like today, and let's look at my makeup. I have some white on top, some white liquid underneath, and a red lip, bright red lip. Kind of came off a little bit. I didn't reapply it. So, I didn't do anything with my eyebrows. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna put on red blush right here. Forgot it. Women back in this day were not forgetful. So today I would be the outcast for forgetting to put my blush on. Let's see. It is a 1920s, 1930s look. If you survive the stock market crash, which some people did, of a 12-year-old girl. 12-year-old girl. She would have this kind of like feathery material for her turtleneck dress. They made it in factories. And I was like, do they have to like attach each strand or something? It was like, nah, they just had it basically, and they just had to like, the white girls who worked at the factories just had to like turn it over and stuff to stitch the other side, I guess, or something. So the basic concept of the look overall is kind of that women back then didn't know how any of this stuff was made. They didn't know where anything came from, and it was all synthetic because they were holding back technology. So like she didn't know how she got this lipstick. She thought it was crushed fruit. But it was just synthetically made out of like chemicals and stuff. She used whiteout underneath her eyes. She used ash from the fireplace to make a white eyeshadow. And they wanted white eyeshadow to make their eyes look smaller because they were really into Asian people, into their look. But it actually makes your eyes look bigger. So that was a wrecked moment. And the rose, I forget where it came from. I think it was just packaged. They had blush. And like makeup was affordable, and like they had no idea why, like because they'd had pomegranates like once in a lifetime. Didn't know, they thought this was like pomegranate juice like crushed up. Didn't know how it was affordable for everybody. What else? Oh, the foundation. They used a lot of foundation. It was made out of clay. Didn't know how they got the dye though. And of course, they didn't have a hydrating shampoo and conditioner and Cantu hair gel, but they liked their hair greasy, really greasy. My friend says that auto mechanics here, I don't know if you read that post, their hair is always really greasy. Um, and those were the it girls, whatever year that was, I can't remember. So everyone wanted their hair as greasy as humanly possible. So they took a shower once a year, and they put animal grease in their hair. They put as much grease as humanly possible. This would have been a wig back then, of course. And they had synthetic doll hair, so they could make it like curly or any color or straight. Or they didn't know if it could be any color. But she would wear this, and she would take her own natural hair grease and also put it in her hair, along with animal grease. Also, this pink fur coat They didn't know how they made it pink or like how they, you know, I guess you can dye white fur. They didn't really know or care, or they didn't know they did care. Um, but they really liked knowing where everything came from, so it was like a very frustrating time. And she would have an orange New York hat. Isn't that so interesting? She didn't like doing anything with her eyebrows, because she liked them natural, which I understand. Like I like my natural eyebrows too. I mean, they're a little bit patchy and stuff, but I like the look of natural eyebrows. I think it's like kind of calming and soothing, and it's just very like an unnarcissistic look to just be like, these are my eyebrows. And like God makes you look the way you look for a reason. My friend always tells me that everything matches when you don't do anything to anything. Like for instance, like my eyebrows, like a lot of times they do settle to the middle of my forehead, and it's just like here and here and like here, and like it all makes sense with like here, like the like how far my nose comes out, like will match, and like the color of my skin will match the color of my eyebrows, which will match the color of my hair, which will match the color of my lips. You know, everything like makes sense. Um, so I like having my natural eyebrows, and yeah, like even if I fill them in a little bit, I feel like it changes the expression a little bit. It changes like the look and feel of like what I'm doing, and um, as a comedian and just a person who likes being genuine, I just like being as genuine as possible with my makeup sometimes, and then other times like I do like cultural things, and I think God like did make us like able to wear makeup in like a way, like it does evoke a positive feeling sometimes to see the gaps filled in, or like to put a different color in there. You know, it's hard to. My friend says it's hard to make your makeup actually look better than your actual matching colors, but it is possible. And sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't do it. So depending on who you are, or like if we've met, or like if you knew me as a child, or like other factors. He says some people prefer me with makeup and some people prefer me without makeup, actually. Um, so as a content creator, I do like trying on different looks, and it's fun to do like a little bit of history and stuff. Um, but yeah, I just like different looks. Um, I don't like feeling like a slave to makeup though. Like sometimes I feel like ostracized for not wearing makeup. I don't think that's cool. Like it's just my natural face. Like I don't feel like I should have to wear makeup. Or ostracized is like bullied. Os is mouth, I think, in Latin. So it's like being like vocal in a way. But ostracized, it's like something about being vocal about like something that you dislike. It's like word for bullying. So I don't like being ostracized or bullied for not wearing makeup. Oh, the leather leggings. Um, she could have had them. She could have had leather leggings. I think that they were unpopular. Because they were for cowboys or something, and we didn't do a hair tie or anything. She would have wanted the grease like all over her body. Isn't that so interesting to do like a 1920s, 1930s look? Because in the movies it's like different, I guess, in like a way. And like my friend was saying, a lot of people are fanatics about the 1920s and 1930s who weren't born then, and they don't know what the look actually was, because history kind of rewrites itself sometimes, for various reasons. Like maybe they're embarrassed now that they were so greasy and they didn't want anybody to know. What else? Oh, she would have had 85 servants, all black. They would have been grateful to have survived the stock market crash. Maybe, but there are conspiracies about that too. And there are like a lot of conspiracies about why the stock market did crash. Like like certain like men. He's My friend was saying had like a liquid bank account, like they could have limitless money since I think 1900. A lot of things happened in 1900. Um, because God and or the government was angry at like people's behavior. So like they had like there were all these tests that everyone was failing. So 1900 a lot of things changed and they started cracking down on everything and then there was another timetable from 1900 to the future to have harder tests, I guess. Um, Men had a liquid bank account starting in 1900, and this is all conspiracies. Might be true, might not be true. I'm always taking things with a grain of salt. You know, it's just a story to tell, and sometimes it seems to have some like coherent value. But like, I'm not paranoid. Right? Like, I think that there could be an alternative explanation, like what they write in history books, which I studied in school and makes sense too, in a way, because everybody believes it. So some men had other futuristic technology too, and like there was so much money from the stock market because they wanted to make it like plausible money too. They didn't just want like they wanted to actually like earn it and then like feed their families based on what they earned in the stock market instead of a liquid bank account. So they like one theory my friend has is that men thought that women were getting spoiled and they didn't like what was going on. And so they wanted some women to survive the stock market crash and other women to not survive the stock market crash. But he told me the whole story and he was like, it ended up being a really big mistake because it was just like circles of men and upon circles of men upon circles of men, depending on what they knew and what they thought was going to happen. And in the end, they regretted it a lot because some men knew that they were going to be well fed, and then other men thought that they could survive without food, and they couldn't. And then the men who thought they were going to be well fed didn't understand like the supply and demand chain, and they were like, "Oh, I'll have money, plausible money, and I'll go to the butcher." And I'll like buy some food for my family, and then it's like the butcher went out of business. Okay, so they didn't understand a lot of that stuff. Um, and yeah, so there are a lot of government things in place now to like prevent that from happening again. My friend told me. Um, like I would guess like as a liberal studies major that the government owns like a lot of stock or something. Or so like if the big movers and shakers all sell all their stock for like a penny just because they decide they want to try to crash it, because people are bullies and they think that they're gonna survive. Like if this ever happens again, the government might own like 99% of the stock, or something like that. So nothing would probably happen unless the government decides to crash it. So another reason to be on good behavior. Um, so be very nice to Biden. That's what I don't know. I don't like owning stock. I just don't. I mean, I don't have access to my stock really. It's a joint account and I am frozen out. I don't do any. I don't have access to the money. I don't do any daily trading. And if I did have control over it, I would just sell it. I feel like the goal is in life to make money. So you can make money through the stock market. You can make money in other ways, and I would like to make money in other ways. Like I like checking in the middle of the day and be like, oh, I just made $100. Oh, I just lost $200. Like, oh, like I don't.